Jesus looks at the crowds. He looks at this wild mix of people, and he calls his disciples to him, and then he teaches them that the kingdom he is here to usher in is for these people. Look around you. These are the people that I'm after. These are the people that God goes after. This is Jesus' pronouncement of blessing on all the people the world overlooks, on all the people we overlook. Jesus is not describing what we must do to enter the kingdom. He's not giving us a list of a new 10 commandments. He's not saying, hey, if you do these things, you're going to be blessed and you're going to encounter my kingdom. That's not what he has for his disciples in this teaching. That's not what he's trying to get us to see. He's describing to his disciples who has the most to gain by the coming of his kingdom. I don't know about you, but I think every time until I wrote this sermon, when I read this passage, it went right over my head. I was like, I read these words and I just got confused. I was like, God, is this what you're telling me that how I'm supposed to behave? Like, is this what you're telling me I'm supposed to do? Because it kind of seems impossible. But you see, that's not what I think Jesus was teaching his disciples then, and it's not what he wants us to hear now. I want to share with you maybe a dumbed down version of the Beatitudes. And I want you to see if you can pick up on what Jesus really is trying to teach his disciples. God's favor rests on those who know they need God's help and are desperate for it. They will experience peace. Divine internal satisfaction for those who are experiencing grief. And those who sit with others in their grief. They will be comforted by him. God's favor rests on those who submit their power to Jesus' control. He will use them to lead the earth. Joy for those who seek to be agents of God's justice and transformation. He will make all things right. Fortunate are those who forgive others, for they will be forgiven. God's favor rests on those whose hearts are undivided and unpolluted. He will reveal himself to them. Happy are those who have the courage to work for reconciliation and peace where there is evil and conflict, for they are like Jesus in this way. Well off are those who are mocked, bullied, and tormented because they belong to Jesus, seek his righteousness, and work to further his kingdom agenda. They will experience the kingdom now and forever. Did you pick up on it? This teaching is not about Jesus telling his disciples how to act. It's not about him giving them a new legalistic code to follow. Like, give it your best shot. If you can do these things, I'll show up. Every single one of these Beatitudes is nearly impossible without Jesus' help. I don't know if you've ever tried to be merciful when it's hard. I don't know how easy it is to really forgive people when they've wronged you. I don't know how easy it is to always be humble. It's definitely not easy right now to fight for God's justice. A lot of these things are almost impossible for us to do on our own. But Jesus here is telling his disciples, this is the kind of people my kingdom produces. and it's the kind of people my kingdom pursues.